Once again, I must address you as we approach Saturday's elections, when you will be electing a governor who will continue after me and consolidate on the progress we have built together. You will also be electing members of the State House of Assembly who will make laws on your behalf to assist the governor and his team in the executive arm. Although your votes will be cast for one political party or the other, let me remind you that you will actually be voting for your well-being, for your security, for your prosperity, and for your future. You will also be voting for the future of your children. You will be choosing candidates and a party that you will entrust your lives to. Please think hard, think clearly, think deeply. Ask yourselves a few questions. Who has shown a better record and example of protecting and securing you between the political parties? Which of the parties cares more when disasters happen? What is the record of the parties as it relates to the promises that they have made to you in the past? Which of the parties do you see regularly, and which one do you see once in a while? Which of the parties do you see when your life or your property is threatened by epidemics like Ebola, or when unfortunate accidents like plane crashes occur? Which of the parties is showing that you can become homeowners without knowing anybody? Which party has the responsibility for providing electricity for you? And which one of them is taking up the responsibility to light your streets and your communities at night? Which of them cares more about your children and their safety? Indeed, ask yourself, which of the parties threatened you with thugs on that sad Monday of March 16, and which is seeking to protect you by supporting the police with patrol vehicles, fuel, and other equipment? Ask yourself, when last you saw the Federal Fire Service in Lagos? The proud men and women of the Lagos State Fire Service have taken over admirably. Ask yourself, who should be supporting the police and who is actually doing it? Dear Lagosians, your choice of who to vote for will be easy if you answer these questions within yourself honestly. Indeed, you have clear choices to make between parties that use your resources to develop your society and your community on the one hand, and the party that chooses to bring money to you for distribution when election beckons. So you can choose between schools for your children, hospitals for your community, roads for your transportation, or in the alternative, you can choose to have these services monetized once in 4 years. Remember that choices have consequences, and your vote will decide the choice that shapes your lives. Dear Lagosians, it is tempting to take the right and the opportunity to vote for granted. It is even tempting to think that it is too much trouble. While I agree that the process can be much more easier, it is no excuse to refuse to vote. Out of 5.8 million registered voters, and 3.8 million of them who collected permanent voters' card, only about 1.5 million turned out to vote on the 28th of March 2015. Think of all the pain, the effort, the sleepless nights that it took to get the permanent voters' cards to you. Think of the best way to show that the effort was not wasted or in vain. It seems to me that the best way is to have all those 3.8 million voters come out to vote on Saturday, the 11th of April. By refusing to vote, you will be surrendering the decision-making to a few, and you will be bound by the consequences of your choices. By refusing to vote, you perhaps do a great disservice to many who have lived before you, who fought very hard, at great personal cost to themselves, to earn you this right. By refusing to vote, you dishonor the sacrifice of the patriots before you who fought for the right to vote. Remember that when they were fighting for the right to vote, they were not fighting for yesterday. They were fighting for today and for tomorrow. They have handed today to you and I. Can we secure tomorrow for the next generation?